Hi, I'm an Australian guy living here in Belarus, and today I am with my friend
Barbara.
Barbara, thank you. And we're going to talk about, well, a few things, but including dating and relationships. First of all, Barbara, do you have a boyfriend at the present minute?
Not in the moment.
Not at the moment, okay. So thinking back to your last boyfriend or previous relationships, how would you typically meet? And we'll be specific, how did you meet your last boyfriend?
Well, let's say on the internet. Well, actually, that was an acquaintance of like one of my friends. So we chatted up a little in an Instagram. So that's how it all happened.
Okay, is this the story you were just saying about the guitar thing? Oh yeah, tell the story, I think it's fun. Yeah.
The guitar? Okay, so practically we were just making fun with a friend of mine and sharing one room at that moment. And she was recording me. So I posted it then in her Instagram account. And one guy replied to her story saying like, oh, that's cool, where should I send money to just to have a concert after? So we just like joked a little. And then he said like, I'll send the money, but you should make a cover first. I was like, okay, deal, no problem here. He sent me the original audio. There was the son of one Russian rapper, I guess. So, and I played it, I recorded it for him. He sent me the money.
Really?
Yes, he sent it, and then we just started talking. He like replied to all my stories. Then he just asked me out, and that's it, practically. And then we started dating just 4 days later after our first date.
So when you say dating, do you mean in a relationship?
Yeah, committed relationship.
Ah, interesting.
And we've been together for 1 year and a half, almost. But it didn't went well.
It seems that so, because he's not with you now. Can we ask what happened, or that's too private?
Well, let's say the distance ruined everything.
Ah, okay, he was somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So what is going on dates normal in Belarus? Like, would you go on a whole series of dates and then get into a relationship, or what's normal for like your friends or people you know? What's a typical process?
It's so random. I mean, it's so subjective to say that we have a specific structure of dating people. But personally, I experienced mostly like dating, just dates, regular days where you're just talking, just know each other better, and that's it. Maybe 2 or 3 days. And if you are ready, if you think that you're like falling in love, having a crush on this person, then practically you just somehow admit that okay, we are in a relationship for now. That's how it works for me.
Okay. So someone says it, he says to you, all right, turns out I love you, let's just
I
meet together.
prefer to be sure that we are in a relationship
Okay.
because sometimes happen like the guy doesn't even know that you think you are in a relationship. Like, oh, we are dating. Who said that? So that's practically the reaction when you're not acknowledging or reassuring this stuff.
Okay, good. Thank
Better
you.
to ask.
It is better to ask. So tell me, what attracts you to a man in general?
Even like my ideal type or character traits, things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that I have an ideal type of a person, especially in appearance. That's not about me. But I have a few things that I would love to see in my partner, and mostly it relates to the attitude, let's say the affection and stuff. So I think that the person should be loyal, the loyalty, and not
Okay.
just not cheating mode.
Okay.
Just physical thing. I think it's more about
Interesting, can I just cut you off for a moment? Interesting, that's the first thing you said. Is this a common problem in Belarus, or it's a concern for girls? Like,
it is a concern.
it's a concern, right?
Yeah, it's not just limited or like have that we have something that we have in Belarus. I guess it's worldwide.
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
and mostly I'm afraid of a person who thinks about the other girl, and at the time having some committed relationships. So that's As for me, that's not the thing that should be in the relationship.
Oh.
So, yeah. The second thing that I'd like to mention is support, I guess, because even in my childhood, my mom, every single time I got upset, hugged me, and that became some kind of my habit. And every single time when I'm getting upset, I want someone to hug me just to feel calm and just like relax. That's it.
Okay.
So I guess support is important.
So you're talking about emotional support when you say
Emotional
support.
support,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
And the last one, but not the least, I guess. But it's not obligatory. I would say the height. So
And what's a good height?
I prefer men taller than me.
How tall are you?
I guess so. Yeah.
How tall are you? What is your height?
Oh, 1 meter 69 centimeters.
So as long as he's taller, it's okay, or you prefer a certain level? Or?
As much as I would say, the more the better.
Really? Even like 210?
Yeah, I'm totally for it.
Really? Keeps getting better. All right, good.
Yeah. So practically, that's the old stuff.
All right, sounds good to me. All right, I'm going to give you some examples of trade-offs, right?
Okay.
So you can have, I'm going to give you two guys. One guy is so incredibly handsome. Like you just look at him and you can't even speak, your heart thumbs, like wow. But he is broke and he probably will never work. And if he does, it's like, driving Yandexes at best.
Okay.
Right? All right. The other guy, he is so ugly. You really just don't want to look at him. It's just like, what is this hideous man? But he has essentially unlimited money, and you have access to this. And you have to stay with both of them forever, by the way. You can't just have like 1 year with the rich guy and get an apartment or something. You have to be with one of them forever. Which one would you prefer to be with forever?
Neither of them.
Oh, come on. All right, so they're not your first choice. You don't want them. But which one is the worst or the best of the two?
You know what? I prefer guys whom I can look up to and who can motivate me to improve myself and my skills. So basically, the one who works, I guess, has more motivation, more stuff that he could actually teach me. So I would prefer the second one over the first.
Barbara, how old are you?
Well, I'm 22.
Okay. So what is the youngest age you would date for a guy?
I would date. Well, let's say 2 years younger than me.
Okay, so 20 is okay.
Yeah.
And what about going north? What's the oldest guy you would probably date?
Oh, let's say mid-30s.
Mid-30s? That's a good range. And what's your reasoning? Why do you think that 20 is a good starting point? And why do you think mid-30s is the finishing point?
Well, let's say when you're 20, you practically try to figure out what to do in your life and actually have lots of encouragement, self-encouragement. So I guess that's cool when a person searching for himself, and if I can help with it, I'll do it for sure. So let's say dating a guy who is more than 2 years younger than you is a little bit not childish, but maybe immature, because there is no perspective in your relationship. He's not old enough. He didn't experience much practically. So I would love to have experienced men.
Okay, so going up to mid-30s, that's your rationale. He'll be more experienced, more interesting, more perspective.
Well, that's all about convenience, I guess. Well, when I'm dating a guy of same age, sometimes we don't see eye to eye, or our interests a little bit diverse, let's say, and that's really hard to manage. And when he's an older guy, he has lots of different varied experience, and practically he can tell you different stories, or he can actually share his experience with you and he's more open, I guess, sometimes. And it's not only about the mind, but also the financial stuff. So,
So he can pay for more things, and you can
for
do
sure.
more things with him.
That's a
older.
plus.
Yep.
That's an advantage.
Definitely good. What do men want from a woman, in your opinion?
What do men want from a woman?
Yes.
Oh, I guess. Well, I would say support. I don't know why. Well, I
Support.
guess it's just for any person in our world. Support is important, especially when it is your partner. If no one share your ideas or just like tell you the right words when you need them, that's not good. That's it.
Okay, so emotional support in whatever they're doing.
Yeah, in work, in any ideas, let's say in hobbies, why not? Like, if you're driving or like riding a bicycle, okay, I'll do it with you if you need it. Or just like, you're doing great, you may actually participate in marathon, why not?
Okay, good. And what else apart from that do you think the men want from a woman?
Oh, if I'm saying sex, is that thing?
It's real.
I mean, that's physical necessity. Sometimes. Sometimes it's more than that. You put some feelings into the process, and it becomes even better when you just following your emotions. That's actually even feels better and feels different. So I guess sex also important in the relationships, and mostly for men than for women.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I just that's my opinion. Disclaimer: it's just my opinion.
Okay, good. So from your life experience, what have you learned about dating and relationships? What kind of wisdom could you give yourself if you were 5 years younger?
That it is a hard work. That's really hard work for both partners, like for both people who are in a relationship. And you should find the compromise and not just standing firm. And just my opinion is the only one that you can admit and just follow. That's not the right way to, let's say, keep your relationships going. So that's the true thing. And for now, that's why I'm not searching for any kind of relationships. I'm tired of it because that's the hard work.
Okay, so you want things your own way,
Yeah.
basically. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, good. Tell me, in your life, Barbara, what is one thing that you cannot live without?
My family.
And why is that?
Well, I'm a family person, and the largest support, the biggest support that I get is from them, from my family, especially close unit family. So, and no matter where, they would actually just be on my side, and that's what I want from, let's say, every person of my surroundings. But only family can do it just effortlessly. Let's say that's my family.
All right. Unconditional love, sounds good. Tell me, we live in the era, of course, of mobile phones. What are the 3 top applications on your phone?
Oh, let's check it out because I'm not sure. Let's say Instagram for sure. Maybe Telegram because I have lots of work there, so mostly. And which one? TikTok because I do love spending some free time scrolling it.
Okay, good. So Instagram is pretty, you said that one first, Instagram's pretty central.
Not really essential, but I do love seeing other people in, let's say, going somewhere, just traveling, or just keeping something like advice or psychological experience. So basically, that's why this platform.
Okay, so do you post often yourself? Like how often would you put a post on Instagram?
Let's say every now and then. So I don't show my personal life that often, but I do like watching other people.
Interesting. Voyeuristic. Good. So Instagram, if I was to offer you money to delete Instagram and delete it forever,
Okay.
let's run through how much you might take. So if I said to you, I'll give you $100 and you delete your Instagram forever, can't have a new one, would you take $100?
I would take it only if you pay me monthly.
Ah. It's lump sum.
Yeah.
All right,
Like
okay.
subscription.
Yeah, very good. With inflation, though, it's going to get annual value.
Yeah.
All right, let's say lump sum, 1,000 lump sum.
No.
No, 3,000 lump sum.
Still no?
Quite a bit. All right, let's jump all the way to 10,000.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. All right,
Maybe.
20,000.
I would say yes.
20,000 to Australia.
Yeah. I mean, it's out of my importance, so it's okay if you pay me $20,000 and I'll delete it forever.
Okay, so you're saying it's not super important for you.
Yeah.
It's kind of important, but not like the middle
Yeah,
of your
it's
life.
not essential. It's not something that I wouldn't live without.
Okay, got you. All right, good. So any other relationship advice, dating advice, or ideas or thoughts that you have that you want to share?
I'll just share one opinion that's pretty much common, especially on the internet. Just be yourself when you're in a relationship. Don't try to pretend that you're someone else. So that's the true fact that some guys trying to behave better than they are.
Have you had an experience of this yourself?
Yeah.
Have you?
I mean,
could you share some of that?
I tried once, like Tinder dating. So I went on bunch of dates, and it didn't end up well every single time. So on the second day, the guy revealed themselves, and like, oh no, thank you. I mean, if you
Reveal
say
themselves.
just
Do you want to clarify that?
just
Their true personality.
show me the right side of them, like what they truly are.
The truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to pay for you. Okay, it's not about why could you tell me on my first date? I mean, I would take my money with me. So,
So they paid on the first date,
Yeah.
but they didn't want to pay on the second date. That's what you're saying? Yeah.
yeah.
And this was a theme that you found.
That's just one of the things. I just gave you an example.
One thing. Could you give me some more? This is interesting. I like hearing the other side.
Practically on our first date, a guy was telling that he's like, let's say a rich, wealthy guy. He has a car and everything. And the next day, he actually just, let's say, I was about to say, came over, like driving his car. But then I found out that it wasn't even his car, even one of his friend's car. That was actually just the car that he rented for these 3 days of our our dating. That's it. Like he wanted to show that he could afford me. That was his words.
His word.
Yeah.
Okay. This was a Belarusian guy or not? Yeah. Did you find that there was similar? Did you meet any foreigners or not? No. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. That was good. All right. We'll say goodbye. All right. That was fun. That was
That was
informative.
really
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you too. I mean, it was a great talk. Hope you enjoyed it.
Awesome. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.